You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, Bold and the Beautiful fans. We have got your B&B 2-week spoilers running from Monday, June 19th, all the way through Friday, June 30th. There's so much exciting stuff going on with this Rome remote shoot. There is romance for two couples that haven't been together in a while or at all. Kind of interesting spoilers. And someone is absolutely crushed and devastated by something they never thought they would see. And there's bad news for people back in LA based on what happens on this Italy trip. Plus, there's huge guest stars. There's all kinds of cultural and architectural gems to see in this upcoming week of footage. They have shot, I believe, 6 episodes in Rome. So this is exciting stuff. We're going to dig in and share it all with you. But if you haven't already, please reach down, click that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our Bold and the Beautiful weekly updates, promos, spoilers, all the stuff you want to know about. All right. The spoilers for week 1 are all dated. The spoilers for week 2 don't have specific dates yet, but they're all really juicy. All right, let's dig in. Monday, June 19th. Liam has gotten all bolstered by RJ Forrester and Dr. Finn, and they told him, go to Rome, go be with your wife, make this grand gesture to show up for her. And she had, in fact, invited him to come to Rome, but only to shut him up. Meanwhile, Steffy invited him to Rome, I think in a more sincere manner, because she has an ongoing concern about his wife's crush on her brother, and he is not listening to Steffy that crush exists. Like, his brain can't accept it. So it's just really funny that these two guys have talked him into it, and it's not really hard to talk him into it, because certainly he wants to go over there and be a pain in the butt and, keep an eye on Thomas and just, Liam's exhausting right now. Also on Monday, Ridge and Brooke take in some sights in Rome, and they are being affectionate, and sparks are flying. Tuesday, June 20th, on Bold and the Beautiful, the official spoiler says Liam finds a way to get to Hope. The truth of it is that he hops on his daddy's private jet. The Spencer private jet will fly him over to Rome so he can make the grand gesture. The grand gesture is him showing up. I don't know. That seems just like stalking rather than a grand gesture. But maybe stalkers think of them showing up as a grand gesture. I don't know, having not personally stalked anyone, at least in a while. All right. Also on Tuesday, Ridge's uncertainty is disproven. Funny wording, right? The whole thing about his uncertainty is his uncertainty in the idea of destiny, because that's the word that Brooke uses every time she talks about them. You're my destiny. And Taylor said Ridge doesn't believe in that anymore because you've let him down so many times. And now it looks like Brooke is going to convince him again that destiny is a thing. Wednesday, June 21st on Bold and the Beautiful, there is the big, it looks like the fashion show, the outdoor events that are supposed to take place in Rome. There's scenes with both Hope and Brooke wearing Hope for the Future gowns in front of this big famous fountain. You'll recognize it. There's just all kinds of scenes of all kinds of iconic things. And the next day, they are going to be at the Coliseum. That's on Thursday, June 22nd. And it says the Coliseum provides the backdrop as a couple that's on the trip has a turning point in their relationship. And realistically, there are no affirmed couples on this trip. It can only be talking about Brooke and Ridge or Hope and Thomas, but Brooke and Ridge aren't back together. But I think it's fair to say that they could be called a couple. And this Coliseum spoiler may well be about them because they are kissing and being all romantic by the end of the week. But then again, it might be about Hope and Thomas because they are out sightseeing and spending quality time together, and Hope is loopy for him and lusting for him, and maybe this is the day where she, starts flirting with him. But we definitely know things take a turn with them on Friday. And so, in fact, I do think it might be more likely to be about Hope and Thomas, and here's why. Because Bold and the Beautiful, Friday, June 23rd, has two things. Ridge racing to reach Brooke, and there's some kind of time-sensitive reason he needs to get to her. There's a scene at the Aventine Keyhole, which is this famous door that you can peek through and see these gardens, and he's going to see Brooke through there, and then he's got a race to get to her. But the bigger news, the ones we've all been waiting for, is this spoiler right here. And the official B&B spoiler is that Liam Spencer's world crashes down around him. There's only one reason it could come crashing down, and that's if his wife is doing something with Thomas. So it's not clear exactly how far they go, but there are some behind the scenes shots that we've seen and little snippets from the one promo where Steffy is kind of at a distance from Hope and Thomas, watching them while Hope is smiling at him, flirting with him, putting her hand on his arm. He's standing stock still, and she's the one putting hands on him. And then there's another behind-the-scenes shot of Steffy standing beside Liam, and Liam is extremely agitated. He looks so PO'd. He has got one hand kind of clenched up in a ball, and the other hand he is like pointing kind of accusatorily, and it's clear that he saw something he didn't like. What's also clear is whoever dressed his character in that day must have been being ironic, because you're going to see him in a denim on denim ensemble. It looks like some nightmare from the 80s. I'll just say that. Okay, in the second week, the week of June 26th through 30th, there's some really cute spoilers. One which is what happens in Rome doesn't always stay in Rome. So this could be about Hope and Thomas, or it could be about Brooke and Ridge, because surely word is going to spread about Brooke and Ridge reconciling and about whatever it is that Hope and Thomas were doing that upset Liam so much that set him off. And then, because we have this other spoiler about him that says Liam is figuring things out and pieces of a puzzle fall into place. And I think that means that he finally realizes that it's Hope driving all of this and not Thomas. And then I think he's going to sit and think about all the things he has observed that have been explained away. So that should be very interesting. And the last comes at one person's fairy tale ending is another person's nightmare. I'm guessing that has to be more about Brooke and Ridge and Taylor than it does like Hope, Thomas, and Liam, because I'd be surprised if Hope and Thomas actually did anything. Everybody's hoping to see something. We'll talk about that in another upcoming video. But for right now, I tend to think that Brooke gets her happy ending and Taylor has to be told by Ridge, oh, I'm back with her. Although, I guess it would be decent if Ridge actually told a woman that he was done with her before he took up with another. And he should have done that before he took off for Rome and told Taylor, hey, I'm interested in Brooke. I'm not going to be with you anymore. But, you know, he is the OG waffle boy. Even before Liam was waffling, Ridge was deep into it back in the day. If you haven't already, reach down, click that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our Bold and Beautiful spoilers, casting news, all the updates you need. Other exciting news, we've got Andrea Bocelli. We've got a Lamborghini heiress next week. We've got guest stars. You're going to see little cameos by the voice actors that play the main actors on B&B that do the dubbing for Italy. So there's going to be a bunch of people around. It's very exciting. And we'd love to hear in the comments from you, what do you think that Liam is going to catch Hope and Thomas doing? How far will they go?
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.